Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the current signings that Barcelona is working on making. And we are going to be revolving around Kessie and Chelsea's center back Christensen. And we're going to be analyzing, right? Because this is something that we do have to analyze. Because now that we have these two players coming in very soon, and knowing that Barcelona are going to be announcing these two players very soon, I think that it's important to analyze these two players because it's going to really affect our squad for the next season. It's going to give us a better idea on what we could see within our squad next season. So we're going to be talking about Xavi's tactics, his ideas, the type of formations that we could see based off of these two signings that Barcelona is going to make. So let's first talk about Christensen, right? Because when it comes to the latest details regarding Christensen's move to Barcelona, it has been said that Barcelona are going to be offering Christensen a 5-year deal. And this is going to be a signing that Xavi really does want. He was pushing for this center back to come to Barcelona, and that is a good sign. When you know that Xavi is pushing for a signing like Christensen or any other player, you know that Xavi is going to be having a massive plan for this player. Look at what happened with Ferran Torres. Now I know that when it comes to Ferran Torres, he has missed so many opportunities to score goals, and especially in that game against Napoli, but it doesn't matter because we know that his potential is huge. We know that this is a player that the only thing that he needs within his game is the cherry on top. It is that clinical finish, and once he does have that, he is going to be one hell of a player, and you and me know that. We know that Ferran Torres is going to work at Barcelona. You look at his movements, you look at where he occupies the space, how well he can get himself in a great position to score. Again, the only thing that is missing for this player is that clinical finish, and we know that Xavi knows exactly what he's doing, and the same thing is going to go with Christensen. Now look, the same thing could happen with this player. It may take some time for him to adjust, or he could actually fit in right away. Now here's the thing, right? The difference between Ferran Torres and Christensen, right? Again, the only reason why I'm actually comparing these two players because Xavi really did want Ferran Torres, and the same thing is going for Christensen. But what does separate Christensen from Ferran Torres is that Christensen is going to be having a preseason. He's going to have time to analyze how can I adjust my game within Barcelona's system before our first game within La Liga. We are going to be having about 4 to 5 games before we have our first La Liga match. When it came to Ferran Torres, he came in right away, in the middle of the season. His first game was against Real Madrid, and it was for a semi-final match. So of course it was going to take some time for Ferran Torres to adjust. Christensen is going to be having a better fundamental game plan for his career at Barcelona. But in the end, I do expect Christensen to adjust very quickly. And of course, when it comes to the center back and him coming to Barcelona, it is going to be providing some competition to our two center backs, which is Eric Garcia and Araujo. Now here's where it gets very interesting, right? Because I do believe that at some point in the season, for the next season, right, obviously, we could see all three play together simultaneously. We could see a back three of Eric Garcia, Araujo, and Christensen. And the main reason why I'm saying that is because his time at Chelsea has showed us that every time they do play a 3-4-3 formation or a 3-5-2 formation, we usually see Christensen in that back three. So it makes us think, right? Could we see Xavi use a 3-4-3 formation at Barcelona occasionally? Maybe we could see a back three of Christensen as the right center back, Araujo as the main center back, and Eric Garcia as the left center back, with a midfield of Alba, Frankie, Nico, and Pedri. And maybe at some points within the season, we could also see a 4-3-3, a formation that Xavi does love to use, and so we could see a defensive line of Serginho Dest as the right back, Araujo as the center back, Christensen as the other center back, and Alba as the left back. The whole point of this whole thing is that Barcelona is going to be able to surprise the opponents, making the opponents guess, okay, what type of formation are they going to use? How are they going to line up? They have so many different ways that they could line up, and they're going to be very good at that. So it is a great position to be in for Barcelona to be a team that where the opposition does have to guess how is Barcelona going to be approaching. And so look, in the end, this is a center back that is going to be like another Eric Garcia, someone who is very good on the ball, but he is much more physical than Eric Garcia, and his aerial duels is 100%. It is great. So this is a great signing. There is no risk involved within this signing because Barcelona is not going to be making any investment. He is going to be coming to this club for free, and that is also going to psychologically help this player because he's going to know that, okay, I came in here for free. There is no investment. There is no pressure that's going to be going on at my time in Barcelona. Let me take my time and really learn and understand how I could play as a center back in Barcelona. And we look at this picture here, we can see that Christensen here is within the top 10 in terms of pass completion percentage in the Premier League. So it does show you that he is a very reliable center back and is able to have this type of pass completion rate in a very high defensive line, which is something that Barcelona do love to do under Xavi Hernandez. But now let's move on towards Kessie, right? Because Kessie does give us signs, right? His signing does give the Barcelona fan base a few signs, which is going to be regarding some midfielders, because we know that Xavi, Busquets, Pedri, Nico, Xavi, these are all lockdowns for the next season. But the two midfielders that we could see exit, whether it's going to be a sell or a loan, it is going to be Sergio Roberto and Riqui Puig. And it's crazy to talk about this, right? Because I know that we can also talk about Umtiti and Lenglet leaving Barcelona because Christensen is going to be coming to Barcelona. Like, the only reason why I did not even talk about that is because when it comes to Puig and Sergio Roberto, these are two players who have obviously been nurtured through the Barcelona system, and so it is going to be a very tough moment, but it is going to be for the better. And I do want to talk about Riqui Puig just for a second, because I'm not trying to give any hate towards Riqui Puig. I'm not saying that with him going on loan, that means that he is not good enough for Barcelona. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm basically wanting to say within this video is this: he has been through so many coaches in the past 3 to 4 years. He has been under Valverde, he has been under Setien, he has been under Koeman, he has been under now Xavi Hernandez. And let me tell you, if Xavi actually believed in Riqui Puig, we would have seen it by now. We would have definitely seen him start way more and receive way more minutes alongside Pedri and Xavi. Now, while yes, I do believe that Puig does have the quality to be at Barcelona, I just think that the players that has performed so great, like Pedri, Xavi, Frankie, they have set the ceiling so high, my friends, so high that it makes Riqui Puig look very normal. And I have talked about how Riqui Puig could better his game, right? He needs to add more quality in his game. He needs to stand out in a different way, so Xavi can say, okay, I need this player because he has this specific thing that many of my midfielders do not have. But Puig has not done that yet. And look, when it comes to us talking about the main three players like Xavi, Pedri, Frankie, right? We're no longer talking about these three players and saying, okay, can they be important players for Barcelona? We are no longer having that conversation. What we are now saying is, can these three players, Xavi, Pedri, and Frankie, be generational players? Riqui Puig is not in that conversation. And so I do expect to see Puig out, leaving a spot for someone like Kessie. Kessie is going to be someone that can play as an interior, someone who can also play as a central defensive midfielder. Busquets, obviously, the reason why he is not going to be leaving is because I honestly think that he's still going to have a very strong role next season. It's just that he's not going to be seeing all the minutes, and that is normal, right? It is because of his age, and that is where Kessie can come in. Kessie is going to be a player where we are going to be putting him in different phases of the game. Like, for example, if Barcelona need to hold a scoreline, I'm not necessarily saying Barcelona needs to be in a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1. I'm saying that if Barcelona need to hold a scoreline, we need to have possession, play around with the ball, and we're winning like 3-1 on the 80th minute, and we want to be and feel secured, Kessie can be someone that can come in there and hold the scoreline, right? Because he is someone that when the opposition does have the ball and we're 3-1 up, he can disrupt the play from the opposition. He can carry out from the midfield and also hold the play, and that is going to lead towards wasting more time for the opposition and Barcelona maintaining their scoreline. So there's different phases within the games where Kessie can be so perfect to implement in. So the way that I am going to be ending this video is going to be like this. The main theme for Kessie and Christensen is going to be that Xavi is going to be having more options, more solutions, different ways to approach the opposition. The teams are going to have a very tough time trying to figure out how Barcelona is going to be approaching on the field, and that is what's going to make Barcelona a much dangerous team than they ever were before within the past 7 years. And it's going to be very exciting to see how all of this does turn out to be. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.